continent except Antarctica has at least one McDonald's.
That's not surprising in the least, to be honest. Everybody's got to get their Mackies in.
And did you know baked beans aren't baked?
No, that's
You've been lied to.
They are. That is correct. They are not baked. They are boiled, I believe.
Boiled beans just sounds ick.
Baked, though, like, I know they're not baked, but, like, baked beans are real good.
Yeah.
Alright, so, let us begin.
Do you know frogs have eardrums on the outside of their heads? What? 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 What?
Save your facts.
Did you know crickets have ears on the front of their legs?
Yes.
Wait, you knew that?
Yeah, I did. Close, because my brother had a lizard and we dealt with crickets a lot. Close that goddamn book before another fact.
Not even open.
Oh my god.
Did you know that polar bears look white, but they actually have black skin?
Yep, knew that one.
I didn't.
Their skin is black because it helps to reflect the sunlight, and they live in a place where their sunlight is pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna start the podcast now, so hold your tongue, Kerr.
Did you know an anteater's nearly 6 foot long?
Did you know that if you ever speak about anteaters again, we're gonna have issues? Because I fucking hate anteaters. Which is odd, considering my favorite TV show is about an aardvark, which is slightly similar to an anteater. Anywho, one of my favorite shows. Anywho, I'm gonna start this, and if another word comes out of your mouth, for the moment, she's killing me. She's killing me, but I love it. Anywho, now I don't even remember what I say to open the show. Oh, right. No, wait. Didn't I do this last time, too, where I couldn't remember?
Yes.
Shit. Do you remember? No. Stupid question. Alright, I got this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pigeon Podcast. I'm your host, Sai. This is my co-host, Jam. Say hello, Jam. Say hello, Jam. Jam, I swear to God.
You said I'm not allowed to open my mouth.
Oh my God, you're killing me. Prior to starting the podcast, everyone, Jam was spitting out facts left and right, and I had to stop her so that she could save some of them for you guys for the podcast, in which I told her to hold her tongue, and she took that to the point where I can't talk at all. Jam, say hello. Jam, say hello.
Did the mic didn't pick it up?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Hello, everyone. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh boy, this is gonna be a hell of an episode, guys. Hang on to your seats, because, oh boy, we are going downhill fucking fast. Holy shit. Oh my God. So, Jam's sleep deprived, if you couldn't tell. No, never. But, Jam came to me and said, I want to do an episode about space. And I said, cool. I like space. I'm interested in space. I know a little bit about space. I'll do some more research. And Jam said, that's good because I know nothing. I want to do an episode about a thing that I have no knowledge about.
Well, my logic there was, hey, we've done about the ocean and like Earth and stuff. Why not go ahead and do space? It would make sense.
Which is cool, and I love that. I'm totally cool with that. The nice part is that I can open this whole thing with something that actually kind of goes from like oceanic exploration into space exploration. And it says, while we've only explored roughly 5% of the Earth's oceans, we've explored an infinitely smaller percentage of space. Because space is so vast, and we scientists are pretty sure that space is infinite. Like, there are billions of galaxies. There are things that we can never hope to reach. So, we haven't explored space just as much as we haven't explored the Earth's oceans, simply based on the fact that space is so much bigger than any... our oceans are a drop in the fucking bucket compared to how big space is. So, like, we have a lot to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna drop some facts on Jammin today. We're gonna flippity floppity it a little bit. She's got some. She'll have some facts later about animals,
Facts now.
but I it's pretty crazy. First of all, I want to get out of the way and talk about light years. So in terms of space, we talk a lot about things being a distance of a light year. And I want to make sure, because I'm going to be using that term a lot, I want people to understand that, like, I want you to accept the gravity of how long a light year really is. So, a light year in Earth years is, I can't even think. So, in one Earth year, which is roughly 365 days, it's technically 364.25. Light travels a distance of 9.5 trillion kilometers. Or approximately, a light year is approximately 6 trillion miles. So let that sink in for a second. So, like, if you think about how far you've traveled, like, on a vacation or something, you know, we talk about miles in the thousands. Oh, I traveled thousands of miles in my life to places, right?
Yeah.
In space, galaxies and planets and stuff are light years away from each other. So a light year is 6 trillion miles. One light year. And the other crazy thing, to put that into perspective, to get to the sun from the Earth is roughly 93 million miles away.
Jesus.
That is how big just our solar system. We live in a galaxy. There is a vast, infinite void of just darkness out there. And within that are billions and billions of galaxies. Galaxies are made up of stars and planets and so on. There are billions of these galaxies. Our galaxy alone is massive. So the solar system is huge. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way, by the way, for those who didn't know. We live in the Milky Way galaxy, and we are one of pretty much infinite possibilities of how many galaxies there are out there. I've got some photos here to kind of give you an idea. Jam, when you think about the sun, and, like, you know that it's big, right? You know, obviously you know what the sun is. Like, if you didn't, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, the light bulb in the sky, right?
Yeah, the light bulb in the sky. You know how big it is, right?
Not a clue. I know it's huge, but I don't know, like, exactly
Alright.
how big or anything.
So, to give an idea of how big our like, solar system and our galaxy is, because we live in the Milky Way galaxy, and that is just one of billions of galaxies, right? And so, the distance, obviously, from the Earth to the sun is insane to even fathom, like, making that trip, right?
Yeah.
So, this is the sun. Comparatively, this is how big the sun is compared to all of the planets.
Oh.
In our solar system.
We're so tiny.
We're infinitely dismal compared to the sun, which is not a planet, is a star, by the way.
Oh.
It is what we revolve around, obviously. But yeah, that is how tiny we are compared to the sun, which is crazy to think about, considering the fact that our planets are pretty big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in terms of your average everyday life, obviously, if you think about how big the planet is, just based on our knowledge of it, like, you would assume that planets are just massive, right? Well,
yeah.
The thing that I was learning, because when I grew up, we had we had a planet at the end of the list of planets that has been debated whether it's actually a planet or not for fucking years, and it's Pluto's a planet. But Jam, you were telling me before we started recording that you know a song?
Well, not really a song. It's more of like, I don't know. You'll know what you'll probably know the word on how to describe what it is when I say what it is.
So it's some sort of rhyming scheme or something that helps remember the planets in order.
It was just a way of, like, teachers and stuff to easily teach children how to know the difference between the planets closest to furthest from the sun.
Alright, so hit me with it.
So, it's basically just, my very excellent mother just sent us 9 pizzas. And you take the first letter from each of those words, and it'll be the planet. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm actually grabbing a pen. So, my mother...
No, my very excellent mother.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My very excellent... This isn't spelled out the whole way. Alright, hit me with it.
My very excellent mother just sends us 9 pizzas.
So what are the planets then?
Mars, Venus, wait. I don't know, like, there's 2 M's in it. Which one's closer, Mars and Mercury? I don't fucking know. It didn't work for me, okay?
Hey, I learned this rhymey, schemey thing about how to remember the planets, but I can't remember the planets. Oh my god, I fucking love that. My very excellent mother. How do I remember the planets again?
No, like, I know the rhyme. Like, you just take the first letter of each of those words and put it to the planets, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know the name of, like, which planet's closest, because there's, like, Mars and Mercury, and I don't know which one's closer and which one's not.
It's Mercury.
Okay.
So it's Mercury, Venus, Earth,
Mars.
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Pluto is not considered a planet anymore. It is considered a dwarf planet.
Oh my god, are they just teaching kids in school now? My very excellent mother just sent us 9.
I don't think they're using that acronym anymore, to be honest, but if they are, kids are gonna be like, my mom sent 9 what? Like, 9 what? Yeah, Pluto's technically not considered, like, a planet. I don't know, it's dumb. They have gone back and forth so much about Pluto, like, is Pluto a planet? Is Pluto a dwarf planet? I believe they've settled on Pluto being a dwarf planet, which, whatever. I'm not going to get super into it, but, I've got some interesting facts about the planets in our solar system. Some things that I think people genuinely did not know. So, when you're in school and you're learning about the planets, typically most classrooms will show you, like, a banner sort of thing of the planets in the order they go. Not unlike the thumbnail that we're using for this. So, the thing is the planet, Uranus, is depicted as, like, I mean, even if you look, like, right here at it, it's depicted as kind of being, like, up and down, right? Like, the ring goes around it, and that's not how Uranus operates. That's not how it works. So, it actually spins sideways. This is an actual image, space imaging of Uranus.
Oh.
Yeah. This is what it looks like, and it actually spins sideways. It's a gas giant. It's a weird planet, but yeah, the planet rotates on its side, sort of rolling around the sun like a ball. And the most likely explanation for the planet's unusual orientation, 90 degrees sideways compared to the other planets, is that it underwent some sort of titanic collision in the past. It collided with, whether it be an asteroid, another planet, a star, whatever it may have possibly collided with, caused it to go from spinning on a what we consider a normal axis to turning and spinning sideways. But it's just weird that, like, you are given this depiction of the planet when in reality this is what it actually looks, and it's pretty. It's completely uninhabitable for a human being or most other creatures, but it is pretty. I will give it that. Uranus has really wild, unpredictable storms in its atmosphere. It's a planet. I mean, they haven't, like, you know, explored it in its entirety. But I will say that something that people don't know is that we have actually we have explored every single planet in our solar system. Like, rovers or whatever technology has been on every single planet, and people don't know that. Like, most base knowledge that we have is of people being like, oh, we've explored Mars, we've explored the moon. We've literally been on every single planet. And nobody talks about that. Moving on from Uranus is Jupiter. And I think Jupiter is a pretty interesting looking, pretty cool planet. Here is a lovely image of Jupiter.
Okay.
Yeah, Jupiter's cool. So compared to, I'm sorry, this isn't Jupiter. This is Jupiter's moon. So Jupiter, like the Earth, has a moon. But Jupiter's moon is crazy. It's crazy. Like, our moon doesn't have, like, a lot of activity or things that are, like, happening on it as much. Jupiter's moon has hundreds of active volcanoes on it that are constantly going off. Like, it says that the planets, or the moon's eruptive nature is caused by the immense forces the moon is exposed to. So nestled in Jupiter's gravitational pull, and its magnetic field, the moon's insides tense up and relax as it orbits closer and further away from the planet, and it generates enough energy for volcanic activity. Because Jupiter's moon is closer to the planet than our moon is to our planet. And, like, they're still trying to figure out how, like, heat spreads through the interior of this moon, like, to get it to, you know, where it is predictable on, like, volcanic activity. But it blows my mind that there is just the moon of a planet out there with just hundreds of volcanoes erupting. And and look how cool it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even see, like, some of that blue bit is a bit of the flare of. That's a whole other thing. Well, we're gonna talk about fire and I have so much to tell you guys about space. Now let's talk about Mars a little bit here. As we all know, we have been exploring Mars. We have Mars rovers and everything. So this is a volcano on Mars. This volcano is larger than the state of Hawaii.
Jesus.
Now, Mars is quiet. It's volcanoes that, like, once dominated the surface of the planet, like, it's not active like Jupiter's moon or anything, but it is insane because scientists speculate that the volcanoes on Mars can grow to such immense sizes because gravity there is weaker than on Earth. So the like the crust of the planet, the sand or dirt or whatever the fuck it's made out of, can move more easily because of the weakened gravity. And so things can become larger in size, which is crazy that we're out here like, oh yeah, we've got, like, you know, giant mountains and giant volcanoes, when literally, and to be fair though, we are comparing this in the sense that, like, Mars is not a habitable planet, and, like, a volcano takes up the state of Hawaii, then, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like next door to that is somebody's home. It's just, you know, it just exists. The planets are so different. But on the same token of that, The other crazy thing about Mars is that Mars has a valley. Like, Jam, you've heard of the Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mars has a valley. Its largest one could eat the Grand Canyon for breakfast.
Jesus.
It is, it's massive. It's 2,500 miles long, which is 10 times as long as the Grand Canyon, which is nuts. Like, just ridiculous. Mars, I think, is going to be our most explored planet for a little while. But, how much do you know about Venus?
Nothing at all.
Really?
Yeah.
So, Venus is a hell planet, basically. So this is just a computer illustration of what the surface looks like, which kind of almost looks like something out of a fantasy film. But Venus is like a hell planet, so it's got super high temperatures, super high pressure environment on the surface, bone dry, hot enough to melt lead. It's not a place you want to be, right?
Yeah.
But even like above the surface, it has just really bizarre environments. The upper winds of Venus blow 50 times faster than the planet's rotation.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so the planet's rotating and the wind there is blowing faster than it's rotating. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? So I guess they had an express spacecraft that orbited that planet some years back, and it tracked the winds over like long periods of time, and it found not only were those upper winds 50 times faster than the planet's rotations, but it also found out that there were hurricane force winds that appeared to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger over time. Now, they do suspect that there might be biological, like, matter in these winds. But it's hard to say that because with a lack of water on that planet, it is like, it's like Death Valley on crack. And it's just, there's no proof that biological matter or life forms could sustain themselves within these clouds or within these winds because of how dry it is, but there is a hope that maybe there is something living there. Even,
Yeah.
you know, obviously it's not like walking around like, hey, how you doing? Welcome to hell. But like, you know, there could be possible like microorganisms that live in the winds of Venus. Who knew?
You know how you were talking about like
About Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the chicken rover.
Well, I thought about it. But
I have a perfect photo of
Okay.
the chicken rover.
Yeah? What photo is that?
This, it's the chicken rover.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's the chicken!
It's adorable. Okay, I'll show you guys the chicken rover. So is I can't remember if this thing is currently on Mars. I hope it is. This is the chicken rover. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess they were having fun with it. But, like, or maybe this was an unintentional design. I never looked up the facts behind it. Maybe it was an unintentional design, but, like, this thing has been named the Chicken Rover. I mean, and it does look like a chicken, but this thing is roaming around Mars, y'all. It's like, it looks like something out of a bad, like, B-rated sci-fi TV show. And it fucking kills me. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce the actual name of it.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, it's this, and it says China's whatever, how you pronounce that.
Zerong. I don't know.
The chicken rover took a selfie, apparently.
That's amazing!
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Mars. Yeah, Mars, I definitely think is, like, the planet that, we're gonna spend the most time on.
Yeah.
Just based off of what they know about the other planets, like this, even though Mars is seemingly very dry, it's probably the most inhabitable of the ones so far. And at the rate in which we're killing the environment, you know, we might want to find another planet to go kill, so. But speaking of inhabitable planets, did you know that, and I didn't know this, I just found this out today, and it's a little concerning. Did you know that Mercury is shrinking?
No.
Yeah, apparently Mercury is already the smallest planet in our solar system, excluding Pluto, of course, but it's the second densest planet after Earth. Earth is the densest planet, meaning it's dummy thick with 3 C's.
Oh no, I never thought I'd hear that. I never thought I would hear that. Guys, we apparently just dummy thick with 3 C's, you know? Sometimes it be that way.
Yeah. So, here's Mercury.
We built different, we just think.
And, yeah, we, for years, we thought that Earth was the only tectonically active planet where, like, we had the tectonic plates that move and change and everything. So that changed after a spacecraft did its first orbital mission at Mercury, and it mapped the entire planet in high definition. And after that, they basically looked at the planet and went, holy shit, this thing has tectonic movement. And since finding that out, they have obviously monitored it, and the planet is literally shrinking and getting smaller and smaller and denser
Ow.
year after year. Because it's the shifts in the planet is moving so much, and they're still trying to figure it out entirely, obviously. But as of right now, I mean, and to be fair, like, I say that it's shrinking, it's shrinking for sure, but for Mercury to, like, just stop existing would probably take trillions of years.
Yeah.
So, like, even if it continues to shrink, I don't think we're gonna see the extinction of Mercury in our lifetime. We'll put it that way.
It's just gonna get that small that it's gonna fly down to Earth as a little comet, and we're just gonna store it in a jar on a shelf.
Yeah. That would be weird. That would be scary. I think that at that point we'd have to be a little concerned about things happening. I think we should be a little concerned about things happening now, but, you know, that's just me. Alright, and then the last planet I want to talk about before I jump into, like, some really interesting, weird, bizarre, scary facts about space. This is Pluto.
Wait, really?
Pluto has mountains.
Oh.
It's a tiny world at the edge of the solar system. So they assumed that it would have, like, a fairly uniform crater-pocked environment, not unsimilar to our moon. but when one of their spacecrafts flew by Pluto, sending back pictures, this is what they saw, and they found out that there are icy mountains that are 11,000 feet high, indicating that Pluto must have been geologically active as little as 100 million years ago. So, geological activity requires energy, and the source of energy inside Pluto is obviously a mystery. Like, we've never been inside the planet. But the sun is too far away from Pluto to generate enough heat for that geological energy, that geological activity to happen. And there's no large planets nearby that could have caused, like, this disruption with gravity. So they're not even totally sure how Pluto has, like, iced. It's basically they feel like Pluto has maybe iced over, and that there maybe might have been life on Pluto a long time ago, which I think is really interesting. The other,
I don't know how I feel.
yeah, isn't that, it's crazy, like, but you know what, the other crazy thing that I found out too is that there is water all over space. There's water on tons of planets. And there's pockets of water just floating in space. Just floating.
As it does.
As it does. Just chilling, hanging out. So, we've talked about our solar system a little bit, which is interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's interesting. But I want to talk about some very interesting things. So there's a planet twice the size of Earth called 55 Cancri E. It's Cancri space E. And this planet is most likely covered in graphite and diamonds.
Oh, okay.
If you took a trip to that planet to get the diamonds, not that you really could, paying a visit to that planet would pay for a spacesuit that you need to get there. Spacesuits cost $12 million. $12 million for a spacesuit.
Jesus.
Which is insane. One other little fact about Venus before I jump further in. 1 day in Venus is longer than 1 year on Earth.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. The orbit of Venus around the sun is 225 Earth days. Making a year on Venus 18 days... Or making a year on Earth 18 days less... No, wait, what? Making a year on Venus 18 days less than a day on Earth. No, Venus. What? Venus has a slow axis rotation, which takes 243 Earth days to complete its day. Or 1 day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Earth, which is insane. Could you imagine if our day lasted a year?
No, thank you.
Oh, man. That's crazy. It would be daytime for 1 year.
Exactly, that's the issue. I struggle to sleep enough already.
Yeah, it's too sunny. Well, that's like in Alaska. They have like 30 days of night. They have 30 days
crazy.
where the sun does not come up. Another thing about Mars is that sunsets on Mars appear blue.
That's cool. Wait, is that what the thing is on the photo?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so if we ever get to really see a sunset from Mars, it'll appear blue to human observers, which I think is really cool. I want to talk about, you mentioned how there's no sound in space. Right?
Yeah.
So there are actually sounds in space. Yeah. Though popular thought contends that outer space is a vacuum, in actuality, interstellar dust is so dense in some areas that it can carry sound waves. The thing is that they would be imperceptive to humans. So there are sounds out there. Some of those sounds could include like the humming of massive black holes, the groans of the Earth's crust as it shifts, you know, residual sounds of the universe expanding. But we as humans cannot hear them because we do not have that capability. Like, those sounds are so far beyond what our ears are capable of hearing that while to us space is silent, if we're out there, there are actually sounds that happen in space, which I think is pretty cool.
Kinda scary.
Definitely scary. Could you imagine what the sound of, like, the Earth's crust shifting sounds like?
I would hate it.
Like, just being out there and, like, hearing that and being like, holy shit, that's literally our land, our planets and stuff are moving. But the crazy thing, too, is that not only are there sounds in space, but space has a smell.
I hate that. How does one find that out?
Yeah.
Who's out there sniffing the far edges of space?
I don't think they're sniffing, like, the far edges of space, but astronauts will say that, returning from space, is generally accompanied by a very peculiar and distinct scent. Those exposed to the odor describe it as sulfurous, and liken it to smells of, like, gunpowder or seared steak or, like, hot metal or, like, welding fumes, which is crazy. But yeah.
They just open the window on the
Yeah.
the rockets. Like,
Yeah.
yep, smells like space.
Yeah, just, is that gunpowder I smell? Ah, it must be in space. Like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre that, one, it has a scent, and two, the fact that we can compare it to things that we would, smell on Earth are nuts. Alright, so the next thing that I want to talk about, well, let's put it this way. Jem, I know that you're too poor for an imagination, but I need you to try to imagine, okay? Here we go.
Okay. I'll definitely try.
So, picture it's a beautiful night outside, and you go outside, you wouldn't, we'll make this a very jam-friendly imagination. You open your window to get a nice cool breeze because the bedroom is too warm, and you look up at the night sky and you notice that there are no more stars.
Okay.
Would you panic? Would you be worried? Would you be concerned?
I mean, I haven't looked at the night sky in so long, it might have already happened and I wouldn't know. So
that is really fucking sad, Jam.
I don't look out my window, I'm sorry.
That's fucking sad. That's sad.
No.
What the hell? I can't
mean?
remember the last time I saw the night sky.
Back in my day, there used to be stars.
there could... I feel like you're the kind of person where, like, the apocalypse could start and you would be just completely fucking clueless that it was happening outside your bedroom window.
Yeah, I don't look out my window, I don't go outside, I don't watch the news. If an apocalypse happens, I've got no way to know it.
What the fuck, Jam?
I don't know.
Well, I guess you won't be afraid of this happening then. According to some scientists who study this, at some point in the future, the night sky is going to go
be empty. All the lights will turn off.
Yes, the night sky is going to go totally black at some point in the future, which is what you're looking at. It's essentially what it would look like.
Wait, let me see. It's loading. Oh, wait, what is that?
That's what your night sky would look like.
I mean, with all the light, you can't see stars very much anyways.
Of course, this wouldn't happen for trillions of years, thankfully, but, yeah, eventually stars are gonna cease to exist. And this is due to a variety of reasons. But part of that is that there is a such thing as galactic cannibalism.
The fuck?
Yeah. Galaxies can eat each other. So, we're in the Milky Way, that's our galaxy, right? For our galaxy, there is another galaxy that is pretty close by to us. And, I believe it's called Andromeda, the Andromeda Galaxy, which is, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, a way fucking cooler name than the Milky Way. Just my opinion.
Named after a chocolate bar, what do you mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess. But Andromeda sounds cool. The Andromeda Galaxy. Ooh, cool. But galactic...
Wait, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
When space travel becomes really big and we're going to different planets and we're trading with aliens in space, they're like, oh, where'd you come from? We're like, the Milky Way. It's like, oh, that chocolate bar? Oh, okay.
So
cool.
So this is two galaxies.
Oh.
And the one on the right is essentially beginning to eat the other. You can see where it's like starting to fade out this other galaxy.
Don't like that.
But galactic cannibalism is a process in which a large galaxy merges with a companion galaxy through tidal gravitational interactions. It just basically means that it results in a regular galaxy. There's examples of it. There's something that I'm just seeing now called mice galaxies.
Oh.
And there are two galaxies that have kind of cannibalized each other, and this is what they look like.
Oh, wow, okay.
So instead of being like one big galaxy like this or this, there are two galaxies that collided and created like like a little mouse.
It's really cool.
Little mouse and a little tail. And then there's things, you know, like whirlpool galaxies, which, in my opinion, this is one of the coolest looking things that I have. It's terrifying, but it is cool as fuck. This is called a whirlpool galaxy.
Looks like something from Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things or like Doctor Who, like the wormhole. But so there's all these different galaxies that think of it like the Slithario or whatever, the game where like you are a dot and you consume smaller dots to get bigger.
Yeah, Slither.io.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called. So yeah, essentially it's like a bigger galaxy is cannibalizing a smaller galaxy, and then it creates this really irregular, weird combination of the two galaxies.
Okay, but it doesn't destroy them, it just merges them, right?
Yeah, just essentially like it will destroy parts of the galaxy that is being consumed, but it is essentially a merging. So there's obviously going to be losses. But it's interesting because for the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy, they are actually, at some point, the Andromeda Galaxy is going to cannibalize our galaxy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
What's the matter? You having existential crisis now? What's the
You
matter?
tell me this! What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Nothing. I'm fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you don't. You. What?
Nothing. I don't want to be cannibalized by space.
You don't want to be cannibalized by space. Will it make you... Okay, so Andromeda is the nearest large galaxy to ours. It is on a crash course to merge with the Milky Way. It could meet its a hungry neighbor. And we're even calling the Andromeda Galaxy our cannibalistic neighbor.
How long do we have?
You will be long gone before this happens.
Thank God.
The estimation of this happening is about 4.5 billion years from now.
Good luck, humans. But you.
But I just wanted to like give you the initial like, holy shit, our galaxy's gonna fucking get eaten.
I'm completely fine. I'll be gone. Good luck, survivors.
Well, what's crazy too is that so not only would Andromeda cannibalize our galaxy, but the sun will be long gone before that happens too.
Oh, okay.
And also, Earth's moon, I just remembered this, Earth's moon is slowly drifting farther and farther and farther away from the Earth. And eventually it will stop being a part of our gravitational pull. It will depart from our gravitation. And that is going to cause some serious and very interesting things to happen on this planet. Especially because the distance of which the moon is from our planet affects things like the tides, like our oceans and stuff. There are theories that if the moon, something were to happen to the moon and it would shift a certain way or get destroyed or whatever, large tsunamis would just destroy the planet.
Oh, fun.
But again, these things won't happen for billions of years. The amount that the moon is moving away from the Earth is like 0.4 centimeters per whatever. It's a really slow movement. So while it will eventually, depart from the Earth, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. I won't say none of what I'm saying will happen in our lifetime. There are certain things that could happen in our lifetime. Especially because...
So of the ones that could happen, let's maybe not mention them.
Why? You don't want to talk about...
No, not really.
No? You don't want to know about, like, black holes that are orbiting...
No, I'm fine with
the Milky Way?
No, thanks.
What?
No, nothing.
I mean...
Just don't want to be youped in my sleep, Youped out of existence through a black hole, thanks.
We don't know that a black hole, going through a black hole would youp us out of existence. We don't actually know what happens when you go through a black hole.
I'm fine with that. I don't want to know.
Yeah,
as long as it doesn't happen and I don't know anything about it, I'm good.
All we know is that black hole... Jam, did you know there are black holes that exist that we can't see?
I heard of that, and I don't want to know. Some stuff we just shouldn't know, and I believe all of this is it.
I mean, yeah,
everything in this podcast we shouldn't know.
Can I show you a really cool photo of a black hole? Like what a black hole
is it gonna traumatize me?
No, I think you'll think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's like a center of it.
Oh.
So this is a black hole.
I don't know how I feel about that, gonna be honest.
So basically, how much do you know about what a black hole is?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing about space. Nothing at all.
So black holes form if the center of a massive star collapses upon itself. So a big explosion happens which we call a supernova. However, gradually the dead star turns into a black hole. And these are among the most powerful celestial bodies in space. A black hole's gravitational pull is so strong that even light cannot escape. Like, even light would get... that is why it's called a black hole, though, because it's just darkness. This is also what they... This is also what they look like. In some places. Which is fascinating. I know that we don't really understand them fully. We don't know what happens when something goes into them. We assume that it dies or gets destroyed or whatever. I hope someday maybe that we are able to figure out where a black hole leads or what a black hole does, because I think they're very interesting. Some people theorize that...
Anywhere.
Well,
I think it's... Like you said, it's a star that's collapsing in on itself. Well, if it's collapsing in on itself, it's crushing everything. So anything goes in there's dead. It's just
no. The creation of the black hole is the star collapsing on itself. So the star collapses on itself, and then it creates a black hole, and then the black hole just has a gravitational pull that sucks everything into it. But there are people who theorize that black holes could essentially be wormholes. Could be these sort of warp stations, like these warp areas where you go in the black hole and then you end up coming out, light years away. Again, that's all very, up in the air, but, black holes are super mysterious, so, there is no way to enter into a black hole. And there's obviously...
What do you mean there's no way to enter one? You get uked in with gravity.
No. Like, if we were gonna try to enter a black hole, for instance, entering a black hole, might split your reality into two parts. So, at one part, you'll be, burned down instantly. You'll just incinerate. And the other possibility is that you'll be completely unharmed. So the reason for this is there's two different possibilities of what could happen in a black hole. You could either die or you could be perfectly fine. We don't know. We know for sure that time does not work the same near black holes as it does Earth.
How do we know?
Just observation. I don't believe that they've been able to get close enough to a black hole, without losing something in it. Like, the second that it think of it almost like the Bermuda Triangle, like that conspiracy around the Bermuda Triangle of, when something flies into it, we lose contact with it. So, a black hole is essentially like if we flew something into one, we lose contact with it, and thus it's almost impossible to know whether the thing was destroyed or if it's perfectly unharmed, and just there's no way to reach it anymore. But from distant observance, because we have to keep our distance from these things, because again, the gravitational pull of these are so strong that, you really can't... I don't think humanity has decided that it's worth risking sending people. But basically, time stands still near black holes.
How do we know this?
I don't know the science behind it. it's so, I don't know, it's so bizarre. And I'm not a scientist, so I'm probably the worst person to explain anything about a black hole. Um, but they study these things through telescopes. And from what I've read and understand, I guess it's observing, like, I believe that they can watch the creation of black holes. Like, if they're studying a certain star and that star collapses in itself and then becomes a black hole, they can observe the way that it moves and acts with the things that are around it through, like, telescopes and other things. But as far as, like, how they figured out that time moves differently, it's almost this. They compare everything that has to do with the relativity of time in space is based off of or compared to Earth, the time on Earth. So basically, they will look. It kind of goes back to, like, the whole Venus thing. They basically looked at the differences between the rotation of Earth and the rotation of Venus and determined that based on the rotational speeds of the planets, among other things, that Earth's time is shorter than Venus's time. So the whole figuring out time relativity is essentially just, okay, what can we compare it to in terms of Earth? What can we compare it to in terms of what we already know about our planet or our solar system? And then take that and apply it to other things. So I don't know what they specifically compare to figure out the way time works with black holes. But I assume that it would be based on just observing objects that get maybe pulled into it, or maybe the rotations of them. I'd have to do a lot more digging to learn more about them. And a lot of stuff about black holes is just theorized. Again, I don't think that they have the technology to send anything close enough to a black hole without losing it in the black hole and never getting it back and losing connection with it to actually, like, figure out what the fuck happens in a black hole. Which is part of what makes black holes so terrifying. Because we can only study them from a distance and we can only apply our base knowledge of our own planet and our own sense of time and our own theories and everything to it without ever actually really knowing what they're capable of. And typically black holes are, like, these massive things. Well, there's also someone who discovered the smallest black hole out there, and that itty bitty tiny black hole was moving at faster speeds than the bigger ones.
Oh.
Yeah. So I feel like black holes are a very terrifying thing because of their mysterious nature and because of the fact that, like, we can't see them. Like, there are black holes that go around in the Milky Way in our solar system and just suck things in. It's it's scary, but also it's not typically something we're gonna have to worry about, I guess. I mean, it's the same with, like, worrying about asteroids or meteors. Is there possibilities of them causing problems for our planet? 1,000%. But the likelihood of that 1,000% is, like, 0.0000001%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even if there are black holes floating around out there, we're not likely to just suddenly have our planet be sucked up by one. Which is, I guess, comforting. But, I don't know. They're scary. Like I said, the idea of black holes, the idea of, like, there's black holes, and then there's quasars. I believe I'm saying that right. Quasars. It's Quasars, which are supermassive black holes.
Okay.
You might not be familiar with them. Most people aren't. But these celestial objects are found mostly at the center of various active galaxies. And they are known to be one of the most powerful, energetic, and luminous objects in the universe. I'm going to show you a picture of a quasar, and I'm telling you, it is one of the coolest looking fucking things on the goddamn... It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Look at this.
Jeez.
That, and they vary in the way that they look. They don't all look the same. But this is a it's okay. So our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains about 200 to 400 billion stars, right? A quasar can be thousands of times more powerful and luminous than all of those hundreds of billions of stars combined. Like, it's brighter than 400 billion stars.
Jeez.
And it's more powerful, or it's so powerful, that it can emit an energy 1,000 times stronger than our galaxy. So, these quasars actually run off of black holes. So there's black holes that are eating things, and then there's things that are basically eating black holes.
Jesus Christ.
And the black holes are surrounded by these things. The space is nuts, dude. It's nuts.
I have something to show you. I was working on while you were talking about the black holes, because I had a thought, and I don't know why I decided to do it, but fuck it. I'm just gonna explain it. A very interesting piece of artwork.
I'm a little nervous.
So you got me thinking about, like, what is it sending? It just says processing. Is my internet too bad to send
It's
things?
not sent on my end yet, but give it a second.
There we go. Okay. So, obviously in the center we have Earth, right?
Okay. I see. Okay, hold on. Let me get this up for the people.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. I'm like having a freak out over here. Alright, so, it didn't save. You sent me something that won't... Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do this. Open the link. Alright, so this is what Jam has sent me, guys.
Like, I don't think I had an actual point to draw in this. Like, I was just...
I'm sorry!
Like,
you drew
no,
this?
Like, hang on. Yeah.
Alright, guys. So...
I'm using paint, okay? It's not my fault.
Yeah.
I just scribbled, okay? I was rushing because they're moving on, but...
So... Jam drew this.
Scribbled it, basically. I didn't put time and effort into it.
And I am so interested as to why there are two tornadoes or hurricanes heading towards an island.
What?
And why are there tents
Shut up.
floating in the tornadoes? Alright, so there's two black holes and what I assume is Earth in the center.
What?
So that's 2 black holes on the sides, right? And then what I assume is Earth in the center?
You're cutting out, or my internet's bad.
Oh,
What are you saying?
I said, so there's 2 black holes on the sides.
Yeah.
And Earth in the center, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Please fucking explain this beautiful creation.
Okay, so I was thinking, like, you were talking about how we don't know if, like, something goes into a black hole, if it's just dead, or whether it's, like, fine and, can make it to the side. And my brain instantly went, so what happens if we were to send a rover, like, with a camera or something, and it goes through, and it turns out it just takes you to another black hole? So, like, say if Earth sent up the red rover, and it sent it off floating to the the black hole on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just pops out, like, many years later on, like, the left side.
That is a theory. That is why wormhole came to mind. That is basically the theory, is are black holes essentially warp stations, or like wormhole portals that will take you from like point A to point B. That's why a lot of sci-fi movies will use that logic of like, oh, we're going in a wormhole, or we're going to enter this black hole. And I think there was a movie. It was also a TV show that unfortunately was canceled far before it should have been. Serenity. And Serenity is basically, there is a point at which, I think this is Serenity, I could be remembering this wrong, I haven't watched it in a while, but they essentially go through a black hole, and obviously they're like, this is a horrible idea, but they have no choice, and so they go into it going, oh, we don't know if we're gonna die, we don't know if we're gonna make it out, we don't know anything, and then they essentially end up, like, elsewhere. And so that is kind of the theory, that you could do that could happen. I don't know if they've ever sent anything into a black hole. Have we ever sent anything into a black hole? Thank you once again, Google, for listening. Again, Google, if you'd like to, drop a like, subscribe. If you want to, like, have one of your people join our podcast at some time, like, we could do a Google episode, we could talk about, like, crazy Google conspiracies. But, if you're gonna, I appreciate the help, but again, if you're gonna, like, continue to help out with, this stuff in the background, maybe give us a little like, couple of views. Anywho, according to Google's help. So the question is, are there any plans to send a probe to orbit a black hole, or to send, anything in, like, a little spacey doodad? So, the answer is essentially no for these reasons. We're not entirely sure of any black holes being black holes. That's interesting. If you want to send a very expensive probe on a mission to inspect a black hole, you need to first be sure that it is indeed a black hole. Reason number 2, no black hole candidates are close enough to us to be able to do this. It would take a very, very long time to get any results. We don't have near light speed propulsion technology. Voyager 1, which is one of their little spacey doodads that floats around planets and takes pictures and all that stuff, is, and this is going to be word for word here because neither of us is going to understand what I'm about to say, is a and I don't know if I'm saying this word correctly, is a pithy or pithy 125 AU away from us. So, sure. Propulsion technology has improved since then, but not to the extent that we can send something at near light speed. To reach such speeds, one needs to accelerate, and for that, the probe needs to carry lots of fuel, which in turn makes it harder to accelerate. There is no way to tell the probe what to do once it's gone. We have a 4-minute lag for the Mars rover, which isn't too bad because we can still respond to new data, but this can't be done for a probe that's going so far away. If there are any problems, it's sunk. This means that it will this means that we'll have to set it on a very precise path and then just pray that we aimed right. Which brings this person to their next point. We don't have the technology to aim so well. We could include an onboard computer that is able to dynamically correct the path, but this requires extra fuel for on the ship for thrusters. If the probe is going at near light speed, it will take a lot of fuel to deflect its path. Also, I guess the cost. Getting the technological levels listed above probably would cost many, many times more than the entire world economy put together. So that is a list of reasons why we have not sent probes or anything to black holes. Apparently, it's hard to tell if what we're looking at is just a void in space or a black hole. Which is also terrifying. Yeah, that makes it a little more, nerve-wracking. Is that a black hole? I'm not sure. Hey, Susan, you want to come look at this? I can't tell if this is a black hole or not. I mean, and to be fair, like that person said, there's not a black hole that's close enough to us to really even conduct it anyway. So,
You say, as you literally mentioned earlier, there's invisible ones.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. That is fair. But that is fair. And there's so much unknown. Again, we've explored 5% of our oceans on our planet, and we have explored even less than that of space. Not to mention that space is pretty much infinite as far as we know, because we could never explore, we can only explore up to a certain distance away. To go beyond that, even we don't know what's out there. Which begs the question, in the head of all of this, is there other life forms out there on other planets? I believe that even if other life forms exist on other planets and other galaxies, that because of the infinite vastness of space and the billions of galaxies and how little we know and everything, I believe that even if extraterrestrial life exists or life forms outside of what we know exist in space, that we may never meet them because of how vast space is. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that there are millions of people who believe that they have had experiences with what we know to be, or we are taught are extraterrestrial life forms, or aliens. I will never diminish someone's experience or story. If you truly know that something happened to you, then I cannot take that away from you, and no one should. But I think that it's hard to. I mean, recently, I think I could be wrong on this, but I think recently, the U.S. government admitted that aliens were real, or admitted that extraterrestrial life forms are real, that they have proof, that all of the proof and the things that people have said over the years are true, that the unexplained flying objects in the sky are actual spacecraft that are not of Earth. Um, whether that was admitted to distract from other things going on in the world, or whether or not that's pure fact, I don't know. I personally believe in extraterrestrial life. I also believe that if we have had experiences, because if you look at the history of our planet, even in our far, far distant past, or the ancient past, humans have depicted alien-like beings on cave walls and stuff like that. Which means, or could mean, that, like, we have had extraterrestrials living among us our entire existences. It almost kind of ties in a little bit with, like, do you believe in ghosts and spirits, you know, because without definitive proof, it's hard to say. I mean, for all we know, there is an entire civilization deep within the earth of reptilians that, you know, if woken up, will want to take the earth back. You know, there's, again, for me, there's infinite possibilities. Infinite. Because we do not know everything. Jim, do you believe in aliens? Or extraterrestrial life?
I mean, yes and no. They could be there. There's no reason that they couldn't. But there's also no proof of anything so far, so...
Yeah. I think that it's hard to say, because I think I like the idea that we're not the only intelligent life forms in the universe. I think that it would be really a lonely thing if we were just our planet with our life forms, and that was it. That was the only life forms in the entirety of the universe. But also, our world is still pretty big. Like, we talk about, oh, you know, it's a small world, right? Our world is still pretty big. And everything that we have within our range, you know, it doesn't, I don't get lonely at the thought that, like, oh, the human race is the only possible. Well, now that I say that out loud, I don't know if I get lonely, but now that I say it out loud, I might get a little concerned if the human race is the only quote-unquote intelligent life form at our level of intelligence out there. I would like to hope that maybe that there is a life form out there that is more intelligent than us, in a better way, you know, a better everything. Because, honestly, like, that scares me. The human race scares me. The human race is arrogant in the sense that we think that we're the smartest thing out there. And I hope that we're not. I hope that someday we're humbled in some sense that we are not the smartest things out there. But I'd like to believe that there's extraterrestrials. Whether or not they've visited us, whether or not they've been on our planet, whether or not, you know, our experiences with them are real or not, you know, up in the air. But I'd love to hear from people who have had experiences with extraterrestrial life forms. If you have, like, please, for the love of God, comment, send us an email, something, because that shit fascinates me. And also, camaraderie is great. Jam, I'm assuming that the most experiences you've had has been with the whole ghost spirit side of things.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like the UK's. I feel like a lot of Americans have. I feel like there's a greater percentage of Americans who claim to have experiences with aliens than there are people in other countries. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong on that assumption, but I feel like that's true. That for some reason, also I feel like maybe Americans maybe hyperfixate on the idea of aliens a lot more than maybe other countries do. I don't know how much it's talked about in like the UK or whatever. Not that Jam would know either, because Jam doesn't pay attention to that stuff. So, you know, Jam's a great resource for information.
I actually found something that an animal fact that's related to space, which I'm fascinated about.
It's time for animal facts with Jam. It's time
It
for
doesn't have
animal
to be
facts
now. You're
with
on to
Jam.
something. Continue.
No.
Continue what you were saying.
Nope, it's time. Let's go.
Okay. Have you ever heard of tardigrades?
Yeah, little microscopic dudes. They look like they're wearing
little water bears.
Yeah, they look like they're wearing little creepy gas masks that fit their
Yeah.
faces. Their faces are gas masks.
Yeah, so they're little 8-legged water bears.
Here, I'll throw up a photo for anybody who's never seen one.
It's a class of microscopic animals with 8 limbs and strange alien-like behavior. I also found out that they can survive the vacuum of space and the temperatures of space. And they can be found literally everywhere. Like, there was this scientist that found them in a desert, and it hadn't been there for like 25 years. And given the fact that these are literally water-needing creatures.
Alright, so this is a tardigrade.
And it survived in a place where there's been no rain for 25 years.
Really?
Yeah, so what they do is they basically go into this state, what's it called? Let's see, it said it somewhere, where did it go? I can't find it, why? Where's it gone? It goes into some kind of state.
It's probably like a hibernation state.
Yeah, pretty much, where I think it dries itself out, but not fully. And that also extends its life. Like, the average lifespan of the tardigrades that have constant access to, like, water is a few months. But some can live over, like, 10 years, and some people even live, like, a century when they're dehydrated.
What the fuck? Also,
yeah.
just a reminder, these things can only be seen with a microscope. This isn't like a normal sized critter. This is like a microscopic organism.
It's also thought that they can't see color. They can only see black and white.
That's interesting. I don't know how they would see, because it doesn't look like they have fucking eyes, but...
Yeah, there's some species that don't have eyes, some that do. And the ones that do don't respond to color, and the ones that don't have eyes... Yeah, it's weird. There's like something weird going on. But like,
that's not what's weird.
What's weird?
I'll show you. So I just had like the Google image search up for tardigrades, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned the thing about how some species have eyes, and my gaze just wandered. And I saw this.
Oh no! Oh no! I hate it. I hate it so much.
Somebody put googly eyes on a tardigrade. It's like something out of a fucking Jim Henson horror movie. Holy shit, that was not what I was expecting to see, but it was so worth it.
But yeah, it says,
God.
I found out what the state that they go into is called. It's like desiccation or something.
Oh, okay.
And
desiccation is, it's essentially just drying out, like coconut. They desiccate coconut. They take the coconut meat and they dry it out, and that's like the stuff that's in like what's the candy, the Almond Joy or whatever. that's desiccated coconut, and it's like a process of sucking all the moisture out.
Okay, it says they'll enter that state in which they shrivel up, losing all but around 3% of their body's water, slowing down their metabolism down to an astonishing 0.01% of its normal speed.
Holy shit.
In this state, the tardigrade just persists, doing nothing until it's inundated with water again. When that happens, the creature pops back to life like a re-wetted sponge and continues onward as if nothing had happened.
Ew. Nasty. Can we talk about how weird this... So, okay. So, again, you know how this is like a microscopic creature?
Uh-huh.
If you look at this thing, to me, it almost looks like it's like a weird alien in some kind of, like, spacesuit.
That's what people, like, some people believe, that, like, they're aliens that are, like, living on Earth because they can survive, like, the vacuums of space.
Yeah, like, what if it's just an alien species that's here and existing, and, like, it looks like a weird spacesuit. Like I said, it kind of, the face looks like a gas mask type thing. The way that it's, like, puffed up and wrinkled, it looks like a suit with, like, these little claw-like things coming out of the suit sleeves. Like, yeah. It's odd. It's an odd creature. I completely forgot about these things.
Like it says here, in its desiccated state, the tardigrade is ridiculously, almost absurdly resilient. Laboratory tests have shown that tardigrades can endure both an utter vacuum and intense pressures more than 5 times as pushing as those in the deepest ocean. Even temperatures up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and as low as minus 458 degrees won't spell out the creature's doom.
That's not a real... Do they open their mouths? I'm sorry, excuse me. Do they open that? No. That's silly. Is that their mouth? Is that supposed to be their mouth? Is this supposed to be their mouth?
Yeah. That's their face, so yeah.
This looks like a plastic ring.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they all have them. Look, there's like different versions of it here. Let me do this. So there's like this. Like you found, I don't know where you found that one. That looks like a really weird one. It's like this one. And then there's one like this. Hang on.
Oh, I hate all of this all of a sudden. Alright, so...
And then I'm pretty sure this is it, like, under the microscope kind of thing. Like, this is moving on my screen, but this is... So you see the little claws on it too.
Hold on, so... You've got this image that she sent. Again, fucking hate it. I really hate these things. Now that I'm, like, actually analyzing it, people are like, oh, they're cute. No, they're fucking weird. I like this one, because this one is what you would see under a microscope.
Which one?
The bottom one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you would see under a microscope. Which is disgusting.
Also, some tardigrades lay spiked eggs.
I'm sorry, you cut out lay what?
Spiked eggs.
Ew.
Yeah, the ever mysterious alien-like creatures have presented scientists with yet another quandary. What's the deal with the newly discovered tardigrade species that can lay spiked eggs? Scientists reveal that the specific type of tardigrade, the new species displayed a range of eggshell morphologies, despite the fact that the population was cultured under controlled laboratory condition. The researchers believe in some kind of factor could be causing the range of shapes and features, but the mystery but the mystery still remains. Why has the species turned to some... Why is that such difficult words? Fuck!
Jam could never be a scientist because the big words would just flummox her so much.
I don't know why they use so many big words. Stop!
The Jemmy is flummoxed. Wait, was that too... The Jammy was confused. What? I don't know if you knew the word flummox.
You put out what?
The word flummox. Do you know what that means?
Not a clue.
Yeah, I was saying Jammy's flummoxed, but I changed it to confused because I figured
okay.
Flummoxed is a bit much when you were complaining about big words, so... Wouldn't want that, you know. We don't want to confuse her too much. Yeah, tardigrades are fucking weird, dude. That's bizarre. They could be little aliens. That kind of segues in really nice about the whole alien thing, because honestly, they could be aliens. Like, they're fucking weird.
I love the fact that they're called water bears.
Of course you do. Of course. Because it's like a little aminal. Yeah.
I think of the photos that I sent, I like the pink photo the best. I think they're cute in the pink
They're
photo.
not cute. I used to think they were a little cute. They're not cute. They're definitely alien creatures of some sort. I'm convinced of that now.
Squishy water bears.
They're weird. They're weird. They're weird. The universe is full of weird things. I just don't like the fact that they just exist. Like, for all we know, a tardigrade could be in somewhere around us right now and we wouldn't know because it's microscopic.
Yeah.
They're not in us, right? This is like a environment microorganism. Not like I exist in people microorganism, right? Jam.
1 second.
We're not full of water bears, are we? I don't want to be full of water bears, okay? I don't want to know what lives in me. I really don't.
Tardigrades are herbivores. So we don't have to worry about them being on us, I guess. They're out chewing grass somewhere in fields.
It's weird. I don't like that they classified them as herbivores. Like, what do you mean? Well, I guess there are microorganisms out there that are flesh eaters, because there's, like, flesh-eating bacteria. There's amoebas that get in water, and then they get in you, and then they eat your brain.
Okay, so they're everywhere, apparently, but, like, they're mainly in water, and when they are on land, it's, like, moss and stuff.
Wait, they're in water? Have I drank them before?
Let me find out.
Oh, you're gonna make me have an existential crisis over fucking tardigrades. Are you in my water bottle right now? If tardigrades are in your water and you shake your water, do they get dizzy? Do I have another Hank Green question? Hank Green.
Okay, so it says, what happens if you drink tardigrades? They cannot survive the trip through the human digestive tract since our stomach acid.
Oh my god, we're eating and killing them?
Without much, so eating one wouldn't do any harm.
Okay, well I guess that's good, but now I feel bad, because, if they're good for the... But I have a question for Hank Green again, guys. If...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was... You know how you get suggested questions from Google?
Yeah.
One was, how are tardigrades helpful to humans? So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll check
That's a bad idea. No, it's a bad
it really
rabbit hole.
is. Tardigrade cell proteins could be used to protect patients undergoing radiation therapy and incorporated into more effective sunscreen. Instead of dying during the drought.
You mean we're gonna smear water bears on our skin?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Don't forget to put sunscreen on your kids, literally squishing tardigrades into your children.
Oh my god, it's like the people who take lightning bugs and squish their glow stuff on them so that their
Stop,
skin
that
glows.
was just you and your family. That was just you.
That wasn't me, that was just my aunt. Can somebody out there tell me if their aunts are crazy and they also did this as kids? Because I'm not kidding you. One summer, because we used to catch fireflies or lightning bugs all the time. When we were kids, we'd put them in jars for a little bit, and then we'd let them go. And they were super chill little bugs, because, they would just land on you. What? What?
They're shooting tardigrades out of guns!
What? Alright, wait, time out. Let me finish this. My aunt would take the lightning bugs and smear their butts on her, and she'd be like, look, kids, we can glow. And I didn't do it, but my friends did. What the fuck do you mean we're shooting tardigrades out of fucking guns?
And tardigrades survive in nuke. Tardigrades can survive in extreme environments, but new studies show they're not indestructible. Scientists found these creatures couldn't survive speeds above 2,000 miles per hour when shot out of a gun. This suggests the microscopic creatures that crashed on the moon in 2019 did not survive.
Who? I have so many questions. Who is studying tardigrades?
Many people in America.
Where the fuck is your lab? And who was sitting around in this lab and thought we need funding for an experiment? And the person,
my god, they're just shooting them now!
And the person said, oh, what do you need funding for? What's the experiment? We're gonna shoot tardigrades out of guns.
It gets worse.
I want to be a scientist.
Instead of using them as ammunition, they're just straight up shooting them now. Are tardigrades bulletproof? Tardigrades aren't completely bulletproof. What?
How are you? But how? I have so many questions. But how the fuck? How? First of all, how do you know where to shoot? It's a microscopic organism. I'm just gonna put this.
Moss piglets.
Hold on. First of all, how do you know where to shoot? Second of all, they're microscopic. What the fuck are you shooting them with? Oh, do we have bullets small enough to shoot them? Are they shooting them into obliteration? Are they, shooting them in the arm to see if the skin breaks? What is happening in these labs with this is tardigrade abuse. This is abuse. This is ridiculous. They're shooting bullets at tardigrades. You're shooting guns at this is the most American thing I have ever fucking heard. Oh yeah, alright guys, today we're gonna shoot some guns at microscopic organisms just to see what will happen.
Apparently not all of them are microscopic. The size is between 0.5 millimeters and the biggest one being 2 millimeters.
Can we see something that's 2 millimeters? How big is 2 I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what 2 millimeters looks like in inches.
I'm pretty sure there's 10. Wait, hang on. Let me do this.
Please math this right, because if you tell me that there's a 5-inch tardigrade walking around in the world, I'm gonna lose my shit. So is this like a bug then? So then are these bugs, and now we're shooting bugs with guns to see if they're indestructible? Did we do this with cockroaches at some point? Where we were like, oh, cockroaches could survive nukes and shit.
There's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter.
Okay, that's great. I am so glad you figured that out. What is that in inches?
Okay, 1 second.
I don't metrics. I'm American. Americans don't know metrics. We're bad at it. I'm bad at it. I don't know about other people, but I'm bad at it.
How many centimeters are in 1 inch?
This is insane.
Okay, so there's 2.5 centimeters in 1 inch.
Okay, so...
And there's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter, so...
Ow! Ow, my brain.
Okay,
Ow!
hang on. Now, let me...
Too many numbers.
How is 2 millimeters in 1 inch?
You could just type in how many inches and however many meters.
Okay. Hang on. So, 2 millimeters is the same as 0.0787 inches.
So that is microscopic.
Well, no, you can still see it. Okay, hey, I'll send you this that I'm looking at.
I'm so confused.
It's fine. So if you do if you load up this, it's like an actual size, like a ruler. It should be like set it to centimeters. It
Okay.
should instantly fit the size of your screen, and you can use like a card to measure the size of like if it's accurate or not. But if you set it to centimeters on the far side of the ruler, so you see how it's got like 0 then 1.
Yeah.
So that between that is 10.
Hold on, here. Let me
millimeters.
show these guys.
I'm curious to see if it's the same on yours.
Ignore the ads, guys. Look at the ruler in the center.
Man.
All right. So.
Okay, yeah. So between 0 and 1 is 10 millimeters. So 2 of those little lines inside is the size of the biggest tardigrade. So you could see it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You could see it.
No.
Yeah. It's like the size of a flea.
Do you know how hard it is to see a flea?
You can still see them. You know they're visible. You don't need a microscope to see them.
Ew, I don't like that. Ew, I don't like that. Ew, I don't like that. Like, I don't like the. Oh no! What happens if I'm like mowing my? Am I mowing over tardigrades?
You cut out.
Am I mowing over tardigrades when I mow my lawn?
Let's find out.
This whole thing has just become tardigrades. Oh my god, this is nuts. This is ridiculous. I didn't know. We're learning so much today. From space to tardigrades, who knew? This is crazy. So, but I want to go back to if tardigrades are in water. I have another question for Hank Green then. Hank Green, if a tardigrade is in my water, like a water bottle, and I shake the water bottle, would the tardigrade get dizzy? Do tardigrades get dizzy if you shake them?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What did we learn now?
They can live on your roof and on your driveway and in your lawn.
Okay. Well, I had lots of reasons to not want to go outside before. Now I really don't want to go outside.
You just walk outside and it falls off the roof and lands on your head.
Ew!
Like a water bear rolls off the roof.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I already didn't like the outside world.
Okay, many tardigrades are aquatic. The easiest place for humans to find them is in damp moss or leaf litter. Search in forests, around ponds, or even in your backyard. Your best bet is to look in damp places where tardigrades are active.
I will not be doing that. I would like to continue living my life in ignorant bliss. Look, you were worried about black holes. I'm worried about tardigrades. Herbivores, apparently. Chilling in my back garden, apparently. Sizes of a flea, apparently. Shit I didn't know that I don't want to know. What the fuck?
One of the other suggested questions was, can I have a tardigrade as a pet? It says tardigrades are known as water bears or moss piglets and are amazing little creatures. They're best known for their ability to survive almost any environmental condition on and off this planet. Yes, they've been sent to space. If you want to keep a water bear as a pet, you don't need to go out and buy one.
Because they're everywhere.
literally everywhere. They're on your roof.
They better be fucking fixing it. Keeping it up to code. What the fuck? Man, I spent all my time thinking these things were like these little microscopic whatevers just existing.
Okay, apparently not all tardigrades are herbivores.
Jam!
And they will
Stop!
eat
No! Don't tell me! I already have so many issues. I already struggle so much. Please don't tell me that they're eating me.
No, listen. They'll eat you if you're not... They'll eat you if you're smaller than they are, or if you're within reach of their claws. And, you know, we may be small, but we're not smaller than they are, so...
But if we're in reach of their claws...
Their claws aren't doing shit, come on.
What if that's where scratches that we don't understand where they come from at night come from?
Stop.
You started it! What if that fucker in the
why
picture...
Why are tardigrades cute?
They're not cute. Could you imagine that fucker with the googly eyes coming up at you being like, I'm gonna eat you? No, thank you. Tardigrades somehow magically more worse than mosquitoes all of a sudden?
What?
No, mosquitoes are still worse. Because mosquitoes make you itchy. Do tardigrades make you itchy? Man, we gotta stop. We gotta move on. I can't. Look, I have so many issues. I struggle so much with, like, outside and the unknown and just creatures. Like, I hate bugs and stuff, and life is hard. And now you got me out here worried about fucking water bears.
Apparently they're also transparent, so good luck with that.
Oh my god. You're grounded. I'm done with you. This is ridiculous.
Oh, they could survive lava.
What?
They live around volcanic vents in the seas. They can survive lava.
Oh my god, this is just more reason for me to never go in the ocean.
They have a huge shield against the kind of events that would be catastrophic for humans. Okay, cool.
Cool. So at the end of all things, when the apocalypse happens and the nukes fall, the only thing that will be left is tardigrades and cockroaches. And then there will be a war between the tardigrades and the cockroaches. And we don't know who will win, because we will all be dead. And on that note...
Oh no!
Stop!
Oh no!
I don't want to know. I literally don't want to know.
Sorry. No, sorry. What's your thought on lettuce?
Okay, that was a good podcast, guys.
They're living on your grocery store!
No!
We've eaten water bears and moss piglets!
I can never eat lettuce again. I just ordered salad mix. And I can't eat it. Jam, I already have issues with textures and now you're throwing this shit on me?
Little water bears.
I can't eat lettuce. I can't eat tardigrades. They're so weird. I don't want them inside. Well, I guess if I eat them, they die.
Yeah.
Are they a good source of protein?
Next question for Google.
we need to stop this. This has got out of control. This is out of control.
Oh. Tardigrade protein helps human DNA withstand radiation.
Oh, so they're beneficial. Maybe I need to eat more lettuce. Maybe it's a good thing I like salad so much. At least I'm building up my tolerance for the radiation when the bombs fall. I won't turn into some kind of weird ghoul radiation creature. I'll be perfectly fine. Have you got your daily dose of tardigrades? You know how there was like the whole we're gonna end up eating insects kind of thing?
Uh-huh.
Like, next thing you know, we're gonna have advertisements like, now you can purchase a pound of tardigrades to add to your breakfast.
Instead of, hey honey, can you pass the salt? It's, hey honey, can you pass the tardigrades?
Can you imagine? I wonder how many tardigrades it takes to make like a pound of tardigrade dust.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, it would be like desiccated coconut. It would, because they desiccate themselves, so it would be desiccated tardigrades, and you just sprinkle it on things. Like desiccated coconut.
Well, what do you guys, like, weigh in? Like, what's...
Pounds.
What? Okay.
Gram. I mean, I prefer pounds, because that's what my brain can handle. If you do grams, that's fine. I don't know what this episode has turned into. But not only are these little fuckers floating around in space, but they're apparently in our gardens, in our water, in our lettuce. For all you know, you could be having one hanging out with you right now. Just be glad that you're not as small as them, or they'll eat you. I don't want to know how they eat with that face, because, like, do they just you into their snout looking thing? I saw one photo, but I don't know if I want to share it with the group.
Why?
It was scary looking, and I think it was just like a rendition kind of thing of it, but like it was not okay. It was not okay. It was very not okay. I don't even know if I can find it. Also, these guys are chonky. Also, the more I look at them, the more they kind of look like naked mole rats in some situations. Like, very tiny naked mole rats. This. I found this image. Where is it? There you go. That's nightmare fuel.
Oh. Hello.
Hello?
It's very interesting looking, for sure.
I hate it. I hate it. I much prefer googly eye fucker. I hate tardigrades. It's official. They terrify me, but I will continue to be a brave little soldier and eat lettuce so that I can build my radiation tolerance for when the fallout happens. You know, this episode has gone somewhere. It's gone somewhere. I mean, we're still learning. You know, I like that. So space is fascinating. Space is interesting. Tardigrades are terrifying. I thought black holes were terrifying. No, they're less of a threat than tardigrades, apparently. So, also, it's kind of fun to say tardigrade. Tardigrade. They're tarded. Yeah, that was, anywho. So, do you have anything else you want to tell me that's detrimental?
I'm still trying to find, like, how much, like, a singular one would weigh so I could find out how many it would
You
take.
are not
There's nothing
seriously
on.
Googling.
Yeah, I was curious. I'm reading the wiki on them and I can't find anything about how much
I'm gonna try some. Hey Google. How much does a tardigrade weigh?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
Yeah, it doesn't say. I mean,
I
if
can't believe no one's tried weighing one. How dare I?
scientists, Can you get on this, please? Can we get a weight on tardigrades?
Yeah,
Can you
come on,
we need to know how much tardigrades weigh. And we also need to know how good of a source of protein they are. Since
This
they're
sounds
apparently
just-
all in my lettuce.
and spinach.
Does this mean that rabbits are radiation immune?
Oh no.
Like,
Well, no, they
could-
don't live off lettuce.
that's fair. They don't, if they ate, like, purely lettuce, like, do you think that they could, like, do you think if I just ate nothing but lettuce for, like, years, that,
No,
like,
'cause you wouldn't get enough. You wouldn't get enough of the other nutrients and stuff. So you
shit,
just
you're
die.
right, I'd die because of other things. But I'd be goddamn immune to radiation.
But nothing else.
My bones wouldn't glow, but I'd be dead as fuck anyway. I learned more things than I think I planned on learning today. I really do. That was not. This is just. Oh yeah, I have a fact about a thing that correlates with space. Oh really? What's
Oh
that?
my god.
A hell creature.
Oh,
A
no.
tiny alien.
Hi.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But it's not bad. It's not bad.
The way you said what you said, oh, sigh, it sounded pretty bad.
There's tardigrade stuffed teddies.
Oh, I saw those. Did you know that there are plushies for diseases?
No, and I don't want to see those.
Or like, was it diseases or? It's called giant microbes. That's fucked up.
What?
Hold on, I'll show you. That seems a little bit crass to me. So this is a company that makes plushies based on like things like antibodies, DNA, the brain, E. coli, but I don't know if they've taken it too far. Because it looks like they are now selling this. Do you want to guess what that's a plushie for, Jam?
I have no idea.
Have you heard of monkeypox?
Yeah.
That's a plushie for monkeypox.
Oh, okay.
That is essentially what the like this is the shape of the bacteria under a microscope, and then they stuck a monkey face on it.
Oh.
That seems like they've taken it a little bit far. You know, like, apparently there's also a coronavirus plushie.
Of course there is.
Amoebas. The amoeba one's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. Let me show you the amoeba. So I'll show you what an amoeba looks like. Well, no, we'll do this. Alright, so this is what an amoeba looks like for the plushie. Open. Oh, you're gonna make me do it this way? That's fine.
Oh. Hello.
That's an amoeba.
It looks like a hand.
It does
A
kind of
blue
look like
hand.
a weird blue hand. Yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah, somebody thought it was a good idea to be like, yeah, we're gonna make plushies based off of weird things. There's a colon plushie. That's the shape of your colon. There's a caffeine plushie.
I'm gonna be upset if the caffeine plushie isn't just like a cup of coffee.
I'll show you. You asked for it.
I'm scared.
Yep, I would be scared too. It's weird. That's...
The fact.
It's that...
Wait, is its feet coffee beans?
What?
Is its feet coffee beans?
Yes. Yep. Yes, its feet is coffee beans. It says for the description, it says, our caffeine is passionate about concocting stuff. Just hip, just hip enough to have coffee bean feet.
What?
Jeez. He's just hip enough to have coffee bean feet. And based on the shape of the actual caffeine molecule.
Oh my god.
So, this is just like a thing that exists. They really went there. They really said, this is what I want to make. This is what I want to do. They have... This is so... Okay, this is too far. This is too far. This is fucked up. This is really fucked up. Hold on, this is so fucked up. Ready?
Yeah. Oh.
That is in poor taste. That is not okay. That is really fucked up. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's wrong. So many people died from COVID. It was a horrible tragedy. It's still a horrible tragedy. And these guys said, you know what they need? The class who fucking graduated during COVID deserves a fucking COVID molecule plushie. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. This is a rabbit hole I need to get the fuck out of. Well, I like that one. There's there's one that I really hate. It's a herpes plushie.
Oh.
But on the other side, there's an inner ear plushie. And I fucking love him. He's like, look how cute he is. He's like a little snail. I love him so much.
He's just a rent-paying slug. Words are difficult, okay?
He's like a little snail, but he's like, that's the inner ear. I mean, him, I like. Him, he's okay. Anywho, we have vastly wandered, but, I think we learned a lot today, Jam.
I think we did, yeah.
I think you learned some things that freaked you out. I think I learned some things that freaked me out.
Yeah, I love how I was, in a very short time, able to link an animal fact to space.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you, but also upset with you because that fucked me up a little bit.
What's wrong? You don't like moss piglets on your lettuce?
I hate that name, moss piglets. Ew.
Water bears on your spinach?
Ew. I just have to remind myself that eating them gives me superpowers.
Just remember, you can't kill them with the cold or the heat.
Yeah, I can't microwave them to death, but if I put them in my stomach, I can incinerate them with acid from my tummy.
Yep.
My tum-tum killed the tardigrade. If you're struggling with a tardigrade infestation,
Just eat them.
just eat them. You'll be fine. You'll be stronger against radiation. But if you try to freeze them or you try to overheat them, it's not gonna work. Holy shit. God send help. I don't even believe in God. That's a whole other episode. Oh my
Look
god.
at what I said.
The struggle. What
Look
the
at what I said.
fuck? Alright. I wonder if I can open link. Hold on, guys. I got you. Oh, it's so grainy. It's so grainy. Okay, guys, this is what I was sent. Hold on, I can't make this function. Oh, let me click and drag you, please. There we go. Alright, so this has been, Pigeon Podcast episode...
I have a cuter one. I have a cuter one.
4? 5? What episode are we on?
I don't know.
I think we're on episode 4.
I have a cuter one who's swimming through algae.
This is what Jam sends me, guys. Send help. So this has been Pigeon Podcast. Space is quite interesting. Tardigrades are fucking terrifying. Make good choices. Live your life. Learn. Do things. Explore. Be happy. I'm gonna go.
Don't forget to hire tardigrades to fix your roof.
Yeah. They're already up there. Make sure, they get a fair wage. I'm gonna go eat a salad and become immune to radiation. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Don't forget to smush them up for sun cream.
Yeah, you need real good sun protection. Wipe them on your body. Just chew up your lettuce and spit it out and rub it on your skin. You'll be...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.
Holy shit. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.